The opinions and views expressed in this video do not reflect the views of HTT Media Group. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Functional Gentleman, and we are your host, Roy Gravis and Bucky Pender. Bucky, how's your week going, man?
Pretty good. We got some beautiful weather today after a little bit of rain, and we're looking forward to the rain tomorrow and Thursday.
Oh, I know. I saw that, and I was like, man, rain 2 days in a row. I don't, being a vendor and you're out in it, you don't like delivering stuff in the rain. I'm just saying.
No, it's not too good in the boat
I
business
mean, we
either.
all don't sit in a cushy office. I mean,
Yeah, it's nice.
so other than that, the kids are good.
Yeah, everybody's good.
Good.
Life's great. Back to school. Spring break's over.
Spring break is over, and it was
Back
not
to normal.
long enough. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Tonight's smoke of the night is a Brickhouse Connecticut Robusto. It is a 5-inch cigar by 54 gauge ring. It's a level 2, which for those of you who don't know levels in cigars, you have your level 1, which is a mild, and then you go to 5, which is your dark. So this is a mild medium cigar, good body. Obviously it's a Connecticut because of the golden brown wrapper.
Can that be compared to coffees? Like light roast, medium roast?
So I'll speak to you in the realm of community coffees. So Community's breakfast blend is the
Right.
equivalent of this cigar.
Okay, let's see.
So
Now we're all on the same page.
I'll speak to you in coffee terms for this one. But it was made by J.C. Newman, who was founded in 1937. J.C. Newman originally started out in Cuba and came over to the U.S. in like the Miami, Tampa area. And they've been making cigars since 1937. So, I mean, they obviously know what they're doing. The cost per stick, and for those of you, again, who don't speak cigar nerd, a stick is one cigar. So you can get them in ones, fives, or boxes, which a box normally runs about 25 cigars in a box. So it's about $6, $7 a stick, depending on where you buy it at. I actually found this gem at my local tobacco barn here in Silsbee, which, right in the Brookshire Brothers parking lot, so you can't miss that.
No free ads.
Yeah, no free ads. And, of course, that leads us into the drink of the night, which I'm going to let my co-host here talk about the drink of the night. So.
And just real quick, so that everybody knows, since you so rudely left out our wonderful producer,
I did leave out the good brother.
That's okay. What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. Not much at all.
Good.
So, Roy, if you would be so kind to start pouring us some drinks.
I will do that.
Go
I can
over this real
definitely
quick.
do that.
As you can see, we do have Jack Daniels here. It is a green label. So, just a little bit of a backstory on the green label. It's believed that they originally started with the green label and then moved to a black label. That can't be confirmed nor denied. Jack Daniels won't say either way. Just a few quick notes from Jack Daniels' website on the green label, sorry. It is what they consider a smoother taste and a lighter amber color. As you can see, it is not quite as dark as the black label or the Gentleman Jack. Collectors love the bottle, but overall, from a popularity standpoint with the general public, it is not quite as popular.
So you're telling me I'm going to offend people by drinking this when I should be sticking it on a shelf?
There's a good chance.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, and a lot of people say that it's not as popular because they think of it as a lesser whiskey. Like, it's not as good. It's the cheaper whiskey. It's not as strong. It's this, it's that. It's not aged as long. That's kind of the belief.
But
what is your take on it now that you've had
so
a
I'm gonna be
sip
honest,
on it?
I love the fact, and to me, it's got a different texture. And what I mean by that is, so Jack Daniels is obviously finished in barrels that are somewhat charcoal, I guess. This one has a little bit more of that woody, burnt charcoal taste. So it's to me, it's got a little bit more flavor to it. I actually like it. I'm not going to lie. For being an 80 proof whiskey, which is kind of what some people refer to as a warm-up whiskey, it's actually not bad. Good color, good body. I mean, it's still got the signature Jack Daniels kind of light singe, I'll call it. It's not a full-fledged burn like when we had Tin Cup, which, granted, Tin Cup was also a 94 proof whiskey. So, I mean, we were a little hotter
Yes, we were
last
coming in hot.
episode, but
So it definitely is
Jack Daniels
a
kind
lighter
of,
flavor as far as compared to the tin cup, obviously.
yes, compared
It
to the
goes
Tin Cup.
down what I would probably consider a little bit smoother because of the lesser proof. It doesn't burn as much going down. Right off the bat, just kind of taking it in. I mean, there's a little bit of, I don't know, what I would almost consider like a sandalwood, maybe a little bit of cinnamon.
You me teach you a little something? Did you know we're all about education and
We
stuff
are
on
all
this
about
show?
education.
So I learned this actually from a podcast that I watch.
A little bit of.
Oh, yeah?
So
I
you
don't-
literally
what-
take your finger and dip it, and then put some in your hand, and then rub your hands together.
Yeah?
You can smell kind of the
Now we all got to try this.
charcoaly kind of burnt wood texture.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty. Because I've always just been told, you sniff, you take it in with your nose, then you taste it, and then you feel that aftertaste. Which, in my opinion, this aftertaste is a little bit drier.
Right. Right.
But I do like that. It
Pretty-
does give it a little bit of a different aroma, kind of like on candles. They tell you to sniff the lid, not the actual candle itself.
Right. Absolutely. And like I said, this one's actually pretty good. But
Yeah, I like it.
So, another little tidbit being as we're talking about this particular bottle. So, we had this conversation off air. The Glencairn glasses,
Yes.
which I showed you what
Yes,
a
you
Glencairn
did.
is.
I had to be shown what a Glencairn
So,
was.
a Glencairn is really good because it has a wider base and a thinner nose. So, that means it tapers, like most glasses taper from top down. This one tapers from bottom up.
Right.
And the reason it does that is because the top part is how you can nose a whiskey,
Right.
as you said so earlier. So, yeah, just a little information. But so today's episode obviously is about everyday carry, or like some people refer to it as EDC. So, my man and I here are on two totally different ends of the spectrum with that.
And I did do a little bit of research on EDC, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
The everyday carry thing, and I learned that it's very much a prepper term, kind of. And I don't want to say conspiracy theory, end of the world type thing, but just a true blue prepper, always wanting to be prepared for whatever may come. Because I did look at some podcasts also, and it was interesting to see the ones that come up whenever you type in EDC or everyday carry.
So I just like the fact that our guys, when they get on the show, they talk about how they watch podcasts, and I know for a fact that they're watching podcasts for research. They're not.
No, it's strictly
No.
research.
But
They're-
the ones
they're
that you
huge
watch
fans.
are
They're huge
ones,
fans.
obviously that we're interested
Yeah,
in.
you like.
I wouldn't listen
right.
to it if it wasn't something
Right.
Right,
I was interested
exactly,
in.
for sure. And I mean, it's
And we encourage everybody to find
Yeah.
podcasts
Oh,
that
yeah.
you like.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're great
absolutely.
for driving to work, lollygagging around the house, whatever. I mean, if there's nothing on TV, throw on a good podcast with some headphones. And
Because a true gentleman
Just chill.
likes some podcasts.
that's
well,
right.
not just that. A true gentleman to me needs to be, and again, we're kind of backtracking to episode 1. You got to be well rounded and kind of a little bit of
Correct.
everything.
I
So I
agree.
mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, yeah, will people tell you mine and Bucky's EDC are totally different? I'm sure they are, but there's going to be a lot of similarities just from knowing each other the way we know each other. So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna let you start. So what's on your wrist, guy?
I got the Apple Watch, and I am going to go ahead and throw out a disclaimer that I haven't worn it really in the last maybe couple years. I wear it off and on now, more for the fitness tracking. It's got the heart rate monitor. It's got I like the technology side of it. Not so much the telling time. Yeah, it's great to look at, say, okay, it's 7:15. I know that. But the tech side of it is where I like the things. So what I am hopefully going toward at some point, if they ever come out with it, is a Google Watch. Because as we will get to in a minute, you'll see why.
Exactly. And spoiler alert, difference number 1 right here. So I, on my wrist, am rocking the Invicta chronograph. I actually used to be a real big watch guy. I had about 3 watches, and I thought I was in a collection because I had a square face bull of a bull of a Marine Star and a fossil that my mother, Wendy Gonzalez, if you're watching or listening, thank you very much because I still have that watch. She bought it for me the day I turned 21. I'll be 40 in October, so
And you still have
and
it?
I still have it. Granted,
That's impressive.
Granted, it doesn't work, and obviously because I'm a fat guy, it doesn't fit my wrist. But if I get a new band put in it and a
There you
battery,
go. That's all
it
you
will
need.
fit.
Sometimes
So,
that's all you need is just a
you know.
resize.
so yeah, exactly a resize. That's what happens.
So I
when
will
you-
say the numbers on that watch are so big I can read it here without even turning my
I think
head.
you can read it in space.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Like I literally, and the cool thing about it is like you can't tell it right now.
So what makes that watch a little bit different than, let's just say, if I had a watch that I went and got from Walmart that looks kind of similar?
So to me, Invictus, okay, most Invictus come with sapphire glass, so it's a little more durable.
Mm-hmm. Right,
You're not going to just
definitely.
bang it and shatter it. But to me, it's just the fit and finish that they put behind it. Okay, so Invicta literally goes above and beyond, and they have so many different watches. It's not even funny, but they're all valued budget. This is like a $75 watch.
I'm all about value.
So not real expensive. I'm not rocking no Rolex or an Oris Aquis or none of those fancy
And I think that's a
$1,200,
big
$2,000
misunderstanding.
watches. I mean, it literally, by the time I paid taxes through Amazon, I think I paid like $80 for this watch.
And like I was saying, a big misconception or misunderstanding on a lot of these things that we talk about, the $75 watch, the quote-unquote cheaper bottle of whiskey, as long as you take care of these things and enjoy them the right way, care for it the right way, whether it's clothes or whatever, wash it the right way, these things will last just as long as that Rolex, or you can enjoy it just as much as the Angel's Envy, or
Right.
you know, a lot of those things. I just
Don't get me wrong. We do like Angel
oh
Envy on the
yes,
show
very
for
much
sure.
so. We will sit and take down the whole bottle.
Yes, we will. We have done it before. We have done it before several times. But I mean, it's not even just that. Like, so most people kind of look at this watch and they're like, "Well, you know, it doesn't look expensive." Well, that's the whole point. I mean, it literally is a canvas band with a leather backer.
Would you say it's functional?
It is very functional. It even is a chronograph, so I mean, I can even use it as a stopwatch if I have
There you
to.
go. See, I
Not
like
that I'm
that.
timing myself in the 40
No.
because,
Well-
let's be honest, I'd have a better chance doing that with a sundial than a
Yeah.
stopwatch.
I'm pretty
but
sure Rich Eisen would beat me in the 40, and if
think
you've ever
Rich-
watched him
Yes,
run
I
the 40, it's not fast.
I have for sure. But I mean, ring wise, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I got married, okay, which has been almost 12 years ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 2009. So yeah, almost be 12 years in May. Is that 12 or 13?
May the 6th, correct?
May the 8th.
8th.
You were
8th.
close.
8th, because yours is 4 days after mine.
Yes, and it's my anniversary is 3 days after my brother's birthday.
Yeah.
And let's all be clear. That means his anniversary is May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
No, my anniversary.
No.
is not.
No, mine.
Good brother
Yours
John.
Is, good brother
Yes.
John's is May the 4th. Exactly. Star Wars reference. I love it.
It was not. It was not planned.
So when we got married, I literally had. I mean, my wife did a really bang up job. She bought me a tungsten two-tone band with a diamond solitaire. Bucky's seen it before.
Yep.
Gorgeous ring, not a scratch on it. 12 years old. I'm just one of those guys that I feel like I'm going to lose the crap out of it because tungsten.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not about tungsten. Once it's made, it can't be resized.
Right.
So it's there. So if I quote unquote drop weight in my hands, which I ain't dropping weight anywhere else, it kind of slides off. And especially when I worked for Nestle USA for 12 years, my hands would get wet from going in and out of freezers, and it would really slide off once it got wet. So I switched to I think it's a Quaalude. It's basically a silicone band.
Yeah.
So that's what I rock nowadays, and I love it because it's on there until you roll it down. So,
Yeah.
and you don't got to worry about it getting hung in shelves or stuff.
And
like
it's
that.
functional, yeah.
It is extremely functional.
functional. And I'm in the same boat. I've got the very nice. It's a darker gray tungsten band. We spent however much on it, and it's funny because it just sits in a drawer now. I don't ever wear it. I love it. It's a little heavier than what I'm now used to wearing, but I'm in the same boat. I wear the silicone rings, and as you've probably noticed on all 3 episodes that we've now been apart, I've had a different color ring on because my ring always matches something on my body. So my wife went out and bought multiple colors.
I like that.
In this
and
case,
they
it's
always,
his undershirt.
Right.
Yeah.
They always match
I like
something
that.
that I'm wearing. But it never leaves. without another one immediately going on, because my wife jokes all the time about hers never comes off. Whether she's doing dishes or taking a shower or changing clothes, hers never leaves her finger.
So I'm not-
Whereas mine, it is a quick on, off, I'm done. It never really leaves my finger.
So I had a tungsten ring myself, and given the field that I worked in at the time, I was in the plant life back in the day, and it was just smart for me to have a tungsten ring because I'm around welders all day, stuff like that. Now that I don't work in that field anymore, mine actually is kind of simple. It's silver. It's sterling silver. It says the Lord's Prayer on it. It's something that means something to my wife.
There you go.
And so, and that's what we're talking about. Like you said, you don't have to have a lot of money to be functional and be a gentleman.
No,
Not at
ball on a budget, dude.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
I mean,
And
you're right.
that kind of going back to the functional thing, me being in the boat business in the parts and service department, I'm in and out of a shop all day. I cut open boxes. I'm moving things.
Right.
I'm lifting boats, etc. So the first time a tungsten or a metal ring gets caught on something and rips my finger off, well, then I'm never going to wear a ring, and that would just be very upsetting.
You'll be walking around like a borderline Yakuza boss.
By the
You'll be
way,
missing a finger.
we have a wife alert.
Uh-oh.
Dana says because he is so extra. Talking about you and your ring.
I feel
Yes.
I feel that is not an accurate statement about my best friend. He is not extra. He's just a guy.
I think I
tell-
think the word of the weekend that we should just go ahead and throw out whenever, as me and my wife went out to Houston, was bougie.
Bougie.
Did she really call you that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But she can't say a whole lot because, well, let's face it, you've seen my wife and the things that she has.
I know what she carries every day, and I can tell you right now, it's just as expensive as
Yeah.
what I bought my wife.
At least my stuff's not as expensive.
No,
right?
God, no. Like I said, ball on a budget. That's what I do. I mean, you're literally talking to a guy who right now on his shoes are wearing knockoff Hey Dudes that literally say Bruno Mark. I don't even know who Bruno Mark is, but his shoes are comfortable, and they were way cheaper than a pair of Hey Dudes. So
All right, so we've covered wrist and we've covered finger.
next on the list is, clothes. So I know with me, and I'm sure you're the same way with this, my dress code at Jack Hilliard's pretty laxed.
Yes.
I mean, it's shorts, pants, company shirt. But until I came along at Jack Hilliard, apparently these jokers did not know the functionality and comfort of a fishing shirt. Because that's all I
Can't beat
wear.
it.
Now, you cannot beat a fishing shirt at work. It's breathable during the summertime, and we all know how Southeast Texas summers are. So, I pretty much have to wear anything with a company logo on it.
And see, we had this conversation yesterday about because so my thing, and this is something that is personal to me. Like I love my dress. If I could get away with it and people wouldn't make fun of me, would be a pair of khakis with a undershirt, button-up shirt, and some what did I say? Some
Suspenders.
Really?
Yes.
Suspenders. I didn't take you as
And
a
you know what?
suspender guy.
You're right. We had this conversation. I'm gonna give you some advice on that conversation. Because I know you and I kind of have similar taste in music.
Right.
Chuck Berry's live version of the song "My Ding-a-Ling."
Yes.
There is a reference in it, and he says something that's so true. Live like you want to live, baby. Live like you want to live. Dress like you want to dress.
That's right.
Ignore what other people think, because my little brother says it best all the time. If you ain't got haters in your life, you're doing life wrong.
That's right.
That's right.
So just
Amen.
live like you want to live. So dress wise, yeah, I company shirt, khaki cargo shorts, which by the way, love cargo shorts because I can carry a bunch of stuff in my pockets.
Yeah.
As you will see, the later we get into this EDC pocket
There you
dump
go.
thing,
So
Yeah.
I'm not much of a cargo short guy.
you're missing out.
So funny story about cargo shorts, and I try to fight my way out of it every year. But as you know, we go to a lot of Astros games, or we
Yes, you
try
do.
to.
Yes, you do.
Obviously, this past year with everything going on, we weren't able to get to any. But
But hey,
it
Abbott,
is-
Abbott opened up Texas, so
He
we
did.
can all go to ball games
and what I
now.
understand, the Minute Maid Park
Yeah.
is allowing 50% capacity, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Absolutely.
So I fight it, but we always compromise, and my wife wins. I end up wearing cargo shorts to baseball games because she doesn't want to carry her purse. So therefore, everything goes in all of the pockets because cargo
get
shorts
it.
have giant pockets everywhere.
I get it. So I've got a pair on right now, actually.
Of course you
I'm
do.
not gonna lie.
I don't.
I've got cargo shorts on right now. My cargo shorts literally have a pocket for your cell phone, and I carry
See?
a pretty big cell phone, so I carry a LG V30. It's a pretty good size phone. It literally fits in the cargo pocket, and you can't see it. It has its own cargo pocket on top
I
of
just
another
can't get
cargo
behind
pocket.
cargo pants.
You're missing out. I mean, like, you're seriously missing out. Like, you'll see the further we get into it, because actually after footwear, the next thing is shorts and pants. So you're going to see what all I carry on my person day in and day
So
out.
day to day, obviously we go to work, and on your work attire, mine's very similar, except we have an actual polo that our company supplies for us. We get 4 or 5 different colors, so I wear those every day. And we are allowed to wear shorts, which I think is awesome. So pretty much every day, to keep it functional, I am in my polo, some type of shorts, and some fishing shoes.
So here's my question. Do you operate the same way I do in the fact that if it's raining outside, I don't wear shorts?
The rain with the shorts is kind of hit or miss, because often I don't like to get the water on the bottom of my jeans or whatever I'm wearing, because it just kind of, I don't know, it's one of those things that just bothers me a little bit. So I would prefer to wear pants when I'm not going to get the bottoms all soaking wet or muddy or whatever.
That's what I love about my Wrangler cargo pants. So they don't look like cargo pants. First
We've
of all,
moved on from cargo shorts to
cargo
cargo
pants.
pants.
Cargo pants.
If this isn't the most dad conversation you've ever heard on a podcast,
I mean, let's be honest. I am the elder statesman of the room. Like I said earlier, I'll be 40 in October, so I feel I can have these conversations. But my cargo pants, and you've seen them before, actually, you can't tell they're cargo pants because
Right.
it literally has a zipper pocket, and it doesn't have the big bulky pocket on it. It just unzips, tucks in the leg, and go. Because oddly enough, because I drive for a living, I don't always carry my wallet in my back pocket. If I have on cargo shorts,
There's a pocket for that.
I'm getting confused with the cargo. Cargo shorts, wallet goes in the back pocket. Cargo pants, it goes in the knee pocket.
So I'm curious. Have you ever been to a clothing store for men and you see these guys and they're super skinny and they've got like a button-down shirt on with these pants that are like these shorts that are like
That are-
all
yes.
And I keep thinking to myself, now I don't have kids yet, but I keep thinking to myself like these guys must not have kids because that you wouldn't be able to get away with that
No,
if you
you
had
can't.
children.
God, no.
yeah.
Well, I tell everybody all the time when we go, like prime example, we go to the lake a lot, okay, because we own a boat, so we go to the lake a lot.
Right.
When I pack, it's like I'm packing half my house to go away for the weekend.
Yeah.
With 2 small kids under the age of 8, you literally take everything but the kitchen sink.
Right.
God's honest truth.
Yeah, this is probably true.
So, footwear for me, I used to work for Nestle, like I've said numerous times. Nestle required you to wear steel-toe shoes.
Right.
Jack Hilliard does not. So I can wear, as long as it's not like flip-flops, I'm okay. I haven't pushed it too much. I normally keep it with a sneaker or tennis shoe.
Closed toe, at least.
Yeah, at least closed toe. I ain't done the open toe thing yet. But I normally wear like a pair of Under Armour tennis shoes, Nikes. I've got one pair of Adidas's that are like trail running shoes.
Are Crocs acceptable?
It's
Not
funny
for
you
any
men-
man ever.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh.
Hold up, swole up. I gotta debate with that one. So I have, and the Good Brothers seen them actually in action. I think you've seen them. So I literally have a pair of slip-on Croc sneakers, as
Yeah.
they call them.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have worn those to work before and have not had anything said to
So
me.
those are great for like the rain and stuff, or in wet areas. because
So
they drain
I'm
so
guessing
easily.
that
They
Bucky,
truly
you're an
do.
anti-Croc kind of guy.
I'm an anti-croc kind of guy.
Okay.
And I am even further anti-croc and sock. Can we just all agree that that's kind of? I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose. 'cause
If
the
I'm
whole-
wearing my
I thought
Croc
the whole
tennis
Croc-
shoes, then no, you have to go Croc
Well,
and sock.
Okay, maybe, yeah. But I thought the whole point of Crocs was a kind of like a clog that you could wear in the rain, a mini rubber boot,
So
per se.
So I'm going to tell you a
Um,
story. It's story time with Uncle Roy, actually.
Oh boy!
So our
Everybody settle in.
our producer, the Good Brother himself, was like you at one time.
I was.
And
Do
he
you
was
own a
like-
pair?
He was
No, I
like,
don't.
bro, I'm
So-
so anti.
Have you ever tried a pair on?
I have not. I've walked in the Croc store whenever we've gone to like the Tanger Outlet Mall,
Oh, in
and
Texas
then I've
City?
walked out.
Yeah.
Go
So-
ahead, Roy. Go ahead, Roy.
So John literally calls me and says, "Hey, Bobby's taking me to his shoe department. Matter of fact, here in Silsby,
Yes, here in Silver.
and was like, "I'm gonna get a pair of Crocs." I think, and I was
No,
like,
I said
I'm
I was
telling you.
I said I was going to try on a pair of
yes,
Crocs.
you are correct. He said he was going to try on a pair. So it's now a running joke with John and I. So I literally get a picture, and the caption on this picture says, "I did a thing." And that thing was John literally bought a pair of Crocs.
And now I own 3 pairs.
And now he owns 3 pairs.
They change your life.
It's a gateway drug. Can we
They-
all just
they
go
do.
out and say that?
I have.
I refuse.
So the pair I'm wearing
telling
on my
you.
feet right now,
Oh,
these
you
are dress
wearing
Crocs.
Dress Crocs.
They're
Yes.
leather.
That's
And
not a
then-
thing. Don't anybody listen to
It's a
that.
thing.
Dress
It's
Crocs
so
are not a
thing.
thing.
And then I have a pair of like, I guess you would kind of call, they're kind of like Hey Dudes,
Yeah.
You're
but
talking
they're-
about the Santa Cruzes.
the Santa Cruzes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
There's
so
a pair of
those
Crocs.
those are okay. The Santa Cruzes I can get behind because they are an actual shoe.
Telling
Right.
you.
Because I own multiple pair of Hey Dudes. It's something easy that my wife can always go out and get because she knows I love them.
So speaking of wives, my wife actually takes it up a notch with the Croc tennis shoe. So she has a Croc tennis shoe like mine, but where mine is like an actual fabric on the top, hers is all rubber.
Adam Nation says supposedly Hey Dudes are better.
Hey Dudes are
Hey
way
dudes
better.
are
Hey
dudes are good. Don't get me wrong. I
But they're-
have
they're not-
a pair,
Yeah.
but I can tell you right now, okay, from experience, my Bruno marks on my feet right now are just as comfortable as my Hey Dudes.
Not to be confused with Bruno Mars,
I'm
who's
gonna
an
tell you,
amazing
man,
singer.
Like I said, I went there and I tried them on, and I was very skeptical because I didn't understand why people wore Crocs either. And then I tried them on. It was like a spiritual awakening in my soul.
I can't do it. I
Like,
refuse. Because the
It's a
one time I
spiritual
did go
awakening.
into, so the story behind it, the one time I did go into the Croc store is like immediately after we had gotten off of our cruise, and we were sitting at the pool, and one of the cruise guys or whatever was moseying around the pool, and he had on some navy blue shoes that were very good for the water. They had a bunch of holes in them, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So I asked him, "Hey, are those Columbia?" Because they kind of looked like it. And he said, "No, man, they're Crocs." And I was like, "Shut the front door."
And he was all excited when
So
he
I did.
told
I
him
got a
that.
little excited because they were pretty nice. And
Yeah.
I walked in the Croc store and then immediately walked out. I just can't do it. And I did see that Luke Combs has come out with
Luke
set of
Combs has
Crocs,
actually had 3
with
different
Academy,
limited edition Crocs.
and they've got the little, what do you like, flare on it? I don't even know what you would call it.
oh,
oh,
I
the
just,
the charm
The
thing.
So-
yeah.
So it's like a bracelet on your foot.
It actually, yeah.
so that's a funny story because I didn't understand what people were talking about.
Yeah, you can buy flare.
So Crocs, Adam says Crocs have a 4x4 mode, and that's what I love. I didn't know what my wife was talking about when she said I can put them in 2-wheel or 4-wheel. And I was like, what are you talking about?
So do you know
Go ahead
now?
and explain
Why
it.
are
Yes.
So 2-wheel drive mode in a Croc is where the flap is in the front of your foot, pointing to the
Right.
toe.
So it's more casual.
Yes.
Right.
Like a slide.
4-wheel drive mode, on the other hand, is when the strap is in the back across the heel.
Like if I'm
No.
going to a library meeting, I got mine 4x4. If I'm walking outside to the car to get my charger, it's 2-wheel drive all day long.
I can't be the only one that just.
Oh, and I got some dirt on Mr. Bucky.
Uh-oh.
So apparently he doesn't like Crocs,
This is what happens when your wife has
but
a
people
Facebook
in
account.
his family do.
Oh yes.
So your wife says you can just try Brayley's on.
That's,
I have a little foot.
that's because he has hobbit feet. They're small.
They are little.
They are very small. I'm not
Get the
gonna
job done. Hey, my shoes
That's
are
right.
cheaper.
lie. Your shoes are way cheaper. I do have a
I
little
wish
shoe envy
I would.
on
If
that
they were
one.
just this much smaller, I could go to kid sizes, and I could get cheaper shoes. But because they're a size 8, let's go ahead and get that out there. Since we're talking about my small feet,
Size
I do
8.
have to shop in the men's department. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And they are the same price as everybody else's.
Well, mine are like a size 10, so
Whatever.
mine are. I got normal size.
So can
feet.
we move on from the Crocs thing?
Yes.
Because-
Sure,
Yes, we
we
can.
can
I
move
just
on to
don't-
the Croc thing. So
We can.
at this point in time, I'm gonna call Bucky on a pocket dump. So what do you got in your pockets?
We got pocket dumps.
we got
Right
pocket
now?
dumps. Yes, right now.
Let me
What
before
got?
you start. Let me say that when we started this episode, and you kept telling me EDC, and I figured out it was everyday carry.
It is everyday carry,
Everything in my mind went to guns.
and that's a big misnomer. But like
Right.
for me, okay,
That's
and,
why I had to do some research on
And
it.
I don't
Right.
know. I don't know how Bucky's job is on this, but since I drive a company vehicle, I cannot carry a firearm in a company
Right.
vehicle.
Right.
But yet I own 2 handguns, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Taurus. I
Yeah.
have one that's a 40 cal. It's completely ambidextrous. I can operate it with either hand. Trigger safes, the whole 9 yards. My one that I tend to leave in the vehicle is just your standard 9mm Taurus.
Right.
So I EDC, but I don't EDC the fact of where I'm like the Wild West and I have a gun on my hip. Because let's be honest, me and my dude here go to Howl at the Moon in Houston to hang out at a piano bar. You're not walking in there with a gun.
Correct.
You're not walking in anywhere that makes 51% of their sales based off alcohol.
Right.
That's a Texas thing. And I'm sure it's probably a federal thing, too. I just happen to live in Texas, so I know about that part of it.
All right. So let's see these dumps.
Dump it away.
All right. So we'll start with, and the reason why I explained the watch thing is my phone. Always, everybody has to have their phone. It's a mini computer these days. If you don't have it, you can't function.
That is very true.
Right? So I've recently, in the last couple years, have switched to the Google Pixel. Love it. I am no longer an iPhone guy.
I can honestly
And
say
I used to
I'm
be the
not
biggest
one.
iPhone
You
advocate.
used to be the biggest iPhone advocate.
I would argue till my face is blue for an iPhone.
He was
and
so giddy. So when I was working for Nestle and they finally switched us to the iPhone, he was like, "Oh my God,
He's
you're
got
gonna
blue
love
text
it."
messages.
No free ads.
No
Yeah.
free ads. Yes,
I-
we are not sponsoring the evil empire that is iPhone.
No, we are not. So I
gonna
have
do
switched
it.
to Google, and my wife will attest. My entire house is everything Google, from our thermostat to the speakers that we listen to.
Oh,
Congratulations.
you got the
by way.
Nest?
Yes, we have the
Do
Nest.
you really? Do you like it?
I love it.
I'm not gonna. I'm
It's
not gonna
home-
lie.
The home away feature, it goes into eco mode. I get a report every month on how I'm doing as far
That's
as
awesome.
energy savings. It's pretty amazing.
See, we don't do the Nest, but we do like the Alexa and the Dot.
Yeah, and I've got the Google Home. We've also got the Google Display. That's the little 8-inch screen in our kitchen.
That is true. I've
Pretty
seen.
cool little
I've
thing.
seen that one. It
There you go.
comes in handy for sure.
So that's a lot of the. And now Google is listening to us. So-
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, right. Next, we're gonna have, which I know this will be another little bit of a difference.
It
My
will be a
wallet,
little difference.
Right.
which is just a very simple money clip with a card holder wallet. I don't like to have a big bulky wallet in my back pocket.
Right.
It's just personal preference. I don't like. It's uncomfortable.
So
for
here's
me.
my two questions, and this is where we're going to differ very much. You're a front pocket guy.
I am.
Okay.
Because
so
you
that-
saw where I pulled
so
it out of.
Front pocket, back pocket.
There we go.
Second thing, is it RFID?
My wife bought it.
So the answer to that is probably no. We're going to go out on a limb.
It's got a nice little saying on it.
Can you explain what RFID is?
So RFID, for those of you who have like a lot of debit cards, chip cards, stuff like that, RFID it's a little thin, like almost mesh layer that they put in the fabric of a wallet to block anybody with what is called a card scanner from
Right.
stealing all your information.
Right.
They
And
like to get
yes,
fancy
I'm
and they
not
can
gonna
walk by
lie.
and go weep.
I'm
and they
not
got
gonna
it.
lie. I rock a thin, and it's literally called a run box.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't run.
And I don't run at all. This body is made for a lot of things. Running is not one of them.
I've always said I don't have to be the fastest guy. I've just got to be faster than the slowest guy.
That's correct.
It. That's a zombie movie, man. You gotta
Yeah.
be faster than the slowest guy.
That's right. And last but not least, on just the everyday average carry, what I've always got on me is, of course, the keys to my vehicle and the house.
Right.
That is my basic everyday carry right there.
So this guy's like rocking 4 items,
Yeah.
but I feel he left some out, and
I'm very simplistic.
and he'll do that in a second. So I mean, obviously we've talked about
the phone.
my LG V30. We talk about my wallet, which is a run block RFID. So cargo pocket number 1.
Here we go.
A Scripto jet lighter. And for those
Every
of you who
woman-
want to know why it's a Scripto jet lighter, is because I smoke cigars.
Right.
And the best way to light one is with a jet lighter. I don't care what, that's a big debate. Soft flame, jet flame.
If you don't believe that, try lighting a lighter with a Bic.
It's next to impossible.
It's a pain.
It's next to impossible. So
But
as
every
far as-
woman watching this show right now is going to be able to relate with Roy because he's going to just unload.
Yes.
I'm going to unload. Okay.
Absolutely.
And if you've ever seen somebody clean out their purse,
Right.
well, we all know how
So
that
not
goes.
only that, I'll surprise you actually this time. It's not as bad as what you think it is. So right now, I was at right leg pocket on the cargo shorts, okay?
Right leg pocket.
So right now I'm going to right hip pocket, which
gosh.
is my Mr. Bragg squeeze cutter,
Right.
which for those of you who don't know, this is for cutting a cigar or an occasional finger off if you want somebody to literally like slip it in there and squeeze.
Could it work?
I'm not going to try it.
Have you ever tried it?
No.
Has anybody ever tried it?
Do you want to volunteer?
Have you ever seen anybody do it?
No, but I imagine it could do it because these blades are pretty
So
sharp.
you said a squeeze.
So
cutter.
literally, okay, so
Is there a different
there is a
kind of
difference.
cutter?
So you have what's called a guillotine cutter. So a guillotine cutter has handles on both ends. You slip your finger in like this, you pull it out to
Right.
open it, and then you squeeze
That's
shut.
probably the
That's the
normal
tradition.
cutter that
Yes.
everybody has seen. You open it, you squeeze it. you
Yes,
cut it.
absolutely. This one has a safety on it, okay, for dumb people like myself from time to time. So if you notice right now, it's closed, okay? So I literally flip switch, it opens. But here's the catch. When I squeeze it shut, it does not open back up. It locks every time you squeeze it.
Pretty
So,
cool.
Again, Mr. Bragg, highly recommend it. It's literally like one of the cheapest cutters I've ever paid for. Solid stainless, black on silver, no big deal. Still in the right
Here we
pocket.
go.
Here we go.
Told you.
I know Bucky's all excited about this. The Spyderco Tenacious. This thing,
The who to the what?
this is Spyderco, and the reason why it is Spyderco is the manufacturer. So this is a Spyderco Tenacious. You literally can get these anywhere in the world. Okay, I got mine from Walmart, about $40.
There you go. It's all you need.
Eight CR MOV 13 steel.
What's
decent
with the
steel.
circle in the blade?
So that's called a spotty hole. Okay, so literally, and I can't do it because I have small hands, but you literally can take your middle finger, and I can do it with two hands, and spotty flick it,
And it's supposed to open.
and it's supposed to open all the way, but still,
Oh, okay.
can't do it. Small hands, whopper hands.
I got these little whopper
So again,
hands.
black G10 scales, simple, efficient, not a real big bruiser of a knife.
Right.
So now we're going left
Other
hip pocket. Punch cutter.
Punch cutter.
John knows about punch cutters.
Absolutely.
I educated John on a punch cutter because John and I kind of share
To me
a
personally,
cigar thing.
my favorite way to cut a cigar.
It's very efficient, very simple. So literally, why they call it a punch cutter is so you take the end of it and you spin it, and as you see, a little blade pops out. You literally take the cigar and you punch a hole right there, and you get it all the way down to the crown, and you pull it out. And as you can see, and as you can somewhat see at home, there is a little hole in the end of the cigar, and that's perfect to me for any kind of draw.
Right.
Rosewood and silver, again, $5-6. Mr. Bragg stuff is good quality. It's kind of low end on the budget. I mean, there's cutters out there I've seen that are like $7,500.
Right.
There's a squeeze cutter by, I want to say it's Zion.
7,500. Is it made of like?
No,
platinum?
it's 70. No, but they do have a platinum cutter. So cigar guys are kind of bougie. I'm not gonna lie.
Let me
See,
see.
that's
I'm
bougie.
gonna search it.
I keep it
And
on the low end because I use like a
I
lot
don't even
of.
know that I would ever use that. Like, it would just be one of those things that's in a box. Be like, yeah, I've got this $7,500 cutter.
Right.
How about you?
But I mean, it's I mean, there's a lot of expensive cutters depending on what they're made out of.
And that's
I mean,
one of
you
those things you like. You only cut your Cubans with it that you're not supposed to have.
First of all, you're not supposed to have a Cuban. That's illegal. But I will tell you.
But that's what I'm saying.
But I'll tell you from
I've got a
experience.
$7,500 cutter. I'm cutting an illegal cigar with it.
So when I went on my honeymoon, I went to the Dominican,
Yeah.
which is kind of around Cuba, roundabout way.
It's in the area.
It's in the area. We're in the vicinity. But I mean, the Dominicans and the Cubans, they don't have a trade embargo like the U.S. and Cuba
right,
does.
obviously.
So I literally, while I was there, smoked an actual Cuban, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
What did you think?
Oh,
Like,
the Cubans know two things in my realm of knowledge on Cuban people. They know how to play baseball, and they know how to make a damn good cigar.
Absolutely.
So, again, we're kind of getting out there a little bit.
yeah, this is gonna take all night.
It is gonna
I hope
take-
you got a while.
So,
So just so
Stay
you know,
tuned.
the most expensive cigar cutter
okay,
in the world is called a Paramount cutter.
okay.
It is $14K gold, and it costs $75,000.
Told you. I was just
Why?
wrong on the material, but I'm
Why?
telling you, I knew it was. I knew there was.
what do you-
Because they're rich.
Why?
That's why.
Because I can.
Because they're rich.
That's I'm gonna clean this up for air, but that's fu money is what that is.
Yeah. That's because I can.
That's fu money, real quick.
Adam says a company named Zor makes a $150 cutter.
Yes,
I wouldn't
yes.
even buy that.
I wouldn't either. Like
think I
literally,
would
like
either.
I'll take my Mr. Bragg here that was literally like $6.25 on Amazon, and I had it in my house in 2 days.
But you know, there's
Yeah.
those guys that are like,
Oh, yeah.
$150 to me is the same as $6.25.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So, have you ever heard the term drugstore cowboy?
Yes.
Okay, the real fancy, got all the expensive cowboy stuff.
Right.
You have that in the cigar world
Absolutely. No, yeah.
too. You know, we call them something different that I can't say on air because we're trying to keep this PG as possible.
Absolutely.
And Bucky's wife's watching, and my mom's watching, and I know she would text me. Oh crap! I actually do have a text. My brother, such a comedian. No, he said
Hey,
I
no
need
personal phone calls on
he said
company
well,
time, sir.
he critiques the show because I mean he watches through his fiance's Facebook page. He
Right.
doesn't have his own Facebook page, but he watches through his fiance. So he said I need a purse and a satchel, which is far from the truth. So
okay,
next
so-
is my lovely right. This is a Right in the Rain. Okay, I'm kind of bougie on my pens. You've heard of
That's
this.
one of
I
the
know
right
you
in the
have.
rain. Do you have the notebook to go with it?
Just wait. Just wait. So this.
But
is
wait, there's more.
So this is what they call a clicker, okay? And it literally, you click the end of it. It's a pressurized ink tube. You can write underwater, upside down, in extremely cold, extremely hot. And I've tested it literally in the back of a refrigerated ice cream truck that gets 20 below.
Oh gosh.
This thing will write in 20 below weather.
So I will say I do have. I just realized whenever you had that,
Mm-hmm.
as
Yes.
who I am, I've always got a pen in my shirt.
So again, we're getting to a lot
What's
of stuff. But since you mentioned the notebook, it's funny because-
747, Roy.
I know.
Well,
I
you've
dragged
been
this
doing
up.
this forever.
Right in the Rain notebook. The paper you can literally write on it, dunk it in water. The ink's not going to mudge. Mine's obviously the lined with the little square grids in it. So where
Right.
if I have to
Yeah,
do
if you have to
graphing
draw
stuff,
something.
yeah, if I need to draw something squared.
I can draw the best
I
squares.
mean, other than that, I think
So I'm
think I'm
just going to
done.
go ahead and tell you,
I'm done.
and this is it.
Holy moly.
You ready for this? This is bottom line. I usually try not to carry anything in my pockets because I normally, and if you've seen it and you said you actually like it, carry a satchel with me.
Okay, see, and that's where we were.
I
was
actually
gonna
do
go
like
next,
it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
because I do have a what I think most would call a Merce.
Right. Yeah,
I've got
European
one.
handbag.
Yeah, my man
Yeah.
handbag. I've got one, and I carry it every day to work. It's
Yeah.
got some paperwork and a lot of stuff in it, pens, etc., papers, blah blah blah.
So to answer my brother's text, I don't need a purse or a satchel because you two guys have both.
That's
so
right.
I'm good.
Because you wear cargo.
Everything
pants.
in my life goes in that satchel. And I carry it around with me everywhere. And so
You are a walking purse.
yeah.
And the sad thing about it is, like, I didn't even go into the number one thing that I know you two don't carry on a daily basis.
And what is that?
That would be your challenge coin, sir. Do you have?
Oh,
Wait!
Oh,
you finally
bam.
ordered yours. Oh, good thing I
Put it
didn't-
on the
Good
table.
thing I didn't call for it.
boom.
Good thing I did
look, his
not
is in a fancy
call
little
for a
bag.
coin
Well,
check
I've got
because
two.
I would have. Yeah. So funny story. Why John says he has two. So was that 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, 2 weekends
So
ago.
we did a kind of thing with Hunting with Soldiers. They had their first annual
yes.
crawfish bowl.
Shout out to Hunting with
Yeah,
Soldiers.
good
Yeah.
organization. So we met Gordon. What was that? 2 days prior to the event.
Yes. He came
And
to the
Gordon,
studio.
this is the first time I ever met Gordon in my life. Gordon is the CEO.
Great guy.
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
From Paducah, Texas, which I didn't know a place existed until I looked. Until
Yeah.
I
It's
Googled
called
it.
Paducah.
Well, the reason I kind of thought he was joking with me because Brandy's mom.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law.
Right.
My mother-in-law is from Paducah, Kentucky. That's where she grew up at. So, long story short, Gordon literally walks in and says, "Hey, man, anytime we meet somebody that does this, we give them a challenge coin." So,
Nice.
literally, it's the first
Right.
time I met this dude, and John has his, but I'll explain it to you. On the one side, it has the Hunting with Soldiers logo.
Yeah.
And on the other side, it has the 22 a day with a red line through it, which is basically
What they're doing it for.
22 veterans a day commit suicide due to PTSD. So they're trying to squash that number to where it's none.
And we have a passion at HTT Media just like they do to curve that.
Yes,
absolutely,
extremely.
absolutely. Because I mean, those guys, like I've had family members that have served and have went overseas, and it changes you when you come back.
By the way, if you watch the show, thank you to all our servicemen
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
women
Whether
out there
you're
fighting for our freedom.
whether you're Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines,
doesn't
Coast
matter.
Guard,
Yeah.
National Guard, whatever. I mean,
Cops, firefighters,
cops,
EMS.
firefighters.
And I'll say one of my best customers at Texas Marine is a former military, and we've spent countless, probably hours, just with him up at the shop talking.
Yeah.
He brings his boat to us now. He's from South Carolina. They moved to Florida. Now he's in Texas. They ended up in little old Southeast Texas somehow.
Yeah.
And he found us. He showed up one day and we talked for probably 2 hours just about everything.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to say anything. And the first time he brought his boat in, I gave him a military discount, and he couldn't have been more thankful and appreciative of everything we did for him, and would not accept anything, any kind of thank you or anything. I mean, the guy is just a stand-up guy, and
Right.
I'll stand behind any soldier, former or active duty, any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Those guys are
Absolutely.
amazing.
They
Don't
are.
want, they don't want the thanks, and that's what's pretty cool to me.
Right.
Yep, and not only that, I mean, like, so you said military is kind of big with you. So I'm not gonna lie, what I do for a living, cops and firefighters are some of my biggest supporters because I
Right.
sell energy drinks for a living. So I mean,
Right, yeah.
those guys are staying up 24 hours, 12 hours, whatever their shift is, and they're like, man, we love what you do, and I'm like, no, I love what y'all do because of the fact that you keep me, my wife, my kids, my family members, y'all keep us safe.
This business.
Yeah,
Exactly.
by
All day,
far.
every
I mean,
day, all
that's
night.
like in our own local community. Chief Blackwell and Chief Jones for fire and police, respectively.
Cooper.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I mean, they're all top flight guys,
Absolutely.
and they literally will help you in any way. I've called Sean before at some weird times
Yeah.
with issues, and Sean has always been like, "Hey, we'll take care of it."
Yeah.
So
And I don't want to move off of this topic. I think everybody here could have a conversation all night about
Right.
those people.
oh, absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
but I would like to continue with the everyday carry thing.
Right.
Is there anything that is not a staple in your pocket every day that you would have on yourself at other times and or do
Yes,
depending on the situation?
yes, there is. So at work, I carry what is called a cleaver cutter. Okay, and a cleaver cutter is literally an idiot-proof box cutter. You cannot cut yourself with it. But what I do is I open a lot of cases that are wrapped in cellophane. Because, energy drinks come 12 to a flight. They're wrapped in
Right.
cellophane.
Okay.
You used
Yeah.
to do this
Yeah.
in the beer business, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So the cleaver cutter's a big thing with me. Hat-wise, I mean, Jack Hilliard's kind of, they want you to wear company hats and stuff.
Right.
But the sad thing about it is I don't wear an adjustable hat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
Yeah,
know
I
that.
can't
You've
either.
known me for years. So
I've actually got a Jack Hilliard hat because you won't wear it.
that's exactly right. I rep my company whenever I can. That's
right.
So,
a
but I
good
mean,
company.
mainly the cleaver cutter, an occasional Sharpie if I have to write on cardboard or something like that. But I mean, this is pretty much what I carry day in and day out. I mean, it may vary. I don't necessarily carry a cigar cutter or 2 cigar cutters and a lighter at work because I don't smoke in the work
Right,
truck.
obviously.
But I mean, when I'm just out and about, like, are you dying?
No, I'm good.
Okay, you made a face like you was fixing
Brother
to pass
John,
out.
don't go down.
I'm good. I'm good.
So I mean, yeah, it's for me. This is pretty much what I carry day in and day out. I mean, the watch thing, I just got back into
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
hit or miss on my watch
And,
now that it's
and
not.
my wife's probably gonna hate to hear this, but this is probably not the last Invicta that
Yeah,
I buy.
it'll be. This is going to be a long journey with the watch.
It may not be
Absolutely.
that long of a journey. If I can get some of my other ones, because like I said, they're a little older and they've got to have some maintenance done to them. If I can get them fixed, it really will kind of balance out.
So note from your producer. If y'all start getting sponsors and we make money, you can buy all the Invictus you want.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. That's a man after my own heart, right
good
there.
brother John said so.
That's right.
So for me, it's kind of hit or miss. About like you, I've got a knife that I typically bring to work. Same as you, I'm opening boxes, I'm cutting things open, parts, etc.
Yeah, but I learned real quick you cannot use a pocket knife and open cans of energy drinks because you will spray
You will
that crap
Yeah.
everywhere.
I can't tell. I've cut some.
So that's
I've
why
cut
the
boat
cle-
seats before.
That's why the cleaver cutter is like a mainstay.
yes,
in
but
my-
it's the one with.
I'm
the
gonna have to get you
plastic.
one of those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
got-
get you one of those.
I think we've got some at work. Probably not.
Well, if not, I've got
the hat-
extras.
Which I've got here, supporting functional gentlemen.
Absolutely, I love this hat. By the way, Beth at Doodlebug Designs did a jam up
Yes.
job on this hat.
Fantastic.
Awesome job.
And not just that, I mean, shout out to I don't know if y'all have noticed the nice, pretty, limited edition whiskey barrel functional gentleman tumbler, which was made by my mother, Wendy Gonzalez, who does amazing work with tumblers.
Yes, she
And
does.
that's, again, we're not sponsored by anybody, but if somebody wants to
If
sponsor
anybody
us,
wants to sponsor,
hey,
By the way, all this stuff is for sale.
always.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
the
we can-
hats, everything.
Yeah,
We can
we
do
can
it
figure it
all.
out. I mean, we've got merch.
Yeah.
You know, Bucky and I had a conversation over the weekend. We've got merch designs
That
in
are
the
coming
works.
soon.
Yes.
Right.
So we're going to run through some prototypes. see what we like, see what gets reactions from people out and about, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, we're
Absolutely.
super excited because I mean,
I'm excited.
there was mention. What was that one? There was one funny one that you're like, we have to put this on a shirt.
Which one?
Oh wait, we can't use that word on air.
Yeah.
There's people within the show that know what it was. If you watched episode 1, you heard the word.
Oh.
We cannot use that word on there anymore because I
Yeah.
literally
It has to do with the mouth.
I don't get chastised a whole lot by my wife, but when I walked in from doing episode 1, oh
But stay tuned for the shirt.
my
So
God.
you
There
know,
may be a couple different versions of it too.
I found
I'm
out
coming up with some
today,
ideas.
and let me tell you. So, not only are we, this is the beginning of something beautiful, but I'm always learning every day. I found out through Streamlabs that I can actually bleep you out.
Really,
Wait
Yes.
a minute. Are you serious?
So,
we're gonna
No, I
sound like the
haven't-
Roadrunner.
Lord.
I haven't,
Beep, beep.
I haven't learned everything yet. So, just give me some time, but we're working on it.
I feel like that could be a bad thing that I know that now.
Being a guy show, I don't think most people would mind the cussing, but I do also.
I mean,
I like to walk the line
we're not dropping.
Right.
We're
to
not
steal some lyrics.
We're not
Yeah.
dropping F-bombs here, folks.
No.
I mean,
No.
we're, the occasional, and I'm going to go ahead and throw them out.
Oh gosh,
Shit, damn hell. I mean,
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep.
yeah. So if you
So-
don't like that, go ahead and.
The idea of it, and
Bounce
I
out.
tell this to everybody on every show, we have a viewer discretion for a reason.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we're going to go overboard and go crazy.
But-
if something slips out, then that's why we have it. Because this is a man show. That's what it's about. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
And not just that, we cater to all audiences now because
Right.
our original disclaimer was only visual.
Right.
We
And
now
that-
have an
that's it.
audio disclaimer for those who
Right.
are blind.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you can listen to us. Eventually, once we get enough episodes, we're going to
podcast.
Spotify and podcast and
Yeah. And
I
I
mean,
tell
that's-
you what, that audio disclaimer, I wish I knew who that girl was because she sounds hot.
Hey,
that would be your wife.
You're
sir.
right. See what I did there?
Yeah, I did see what you did there. I started.
Golly gee
I started to
willikers.
literally look at you and be like, "Yes, she is," but I didn't know how you would take that. So,
uh-oh.
I mean, as he cracks open his bottle,
mean-
which,
Hey, yeah.
which the good
Let's go
brother.
ahead
Hey,
and,
let's talk about what you're.
We've got a
drinking
couple
back there, by
minutes
the
left
way.
here. What are you drinking tonight, good brother John?
Oh, I'm drinking, from the motherland. I mean,
The
obviously.
motherland.
Yeah. So everybody, I still had a little bit of Jameson left over from the St. Patty's Day party.
A blast, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm back here drinking some Jameson, triple distilled Irish whiskey.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed in that.
Why is that?
I need to spread your horizons a little bit on that type stuff.
Well, so okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Jameson is not actually my favorite Irish whiskey. So, and everybody thinks that, but
What do you?
it is Jameson, but it's not this Jameson.
Which Jameson is it?
So it's
sir?
called Jameson Black Barrel.
Hey, I brought some of that to that little show.
Yeah, and I love Black Barrel. It's a very smooth tasting
So,
Jameson.
Just in case everybody is wondering, and maybe we can do it on the next show because I do have some left.
Yeah.
Jameson calls it a black barrel because although Irish whiskey typically is done a little differently, they do try to mimic a lot
Correct.
of the Tennessee whiskey, the bourbons
Right.
that we're used to here by doing a lot of the charred barrel
Right.
in the black barrel whiskey that they
Right.
put out.
In fact, David said it earlier in the show, heavy charring in the barrels, which is what
Yes.
makes it, it gives it that
and
oakiness.
It does. It gives it a deep oakiness, and a lot of the American crossover is for that. And
so
they
that's
like
an
it because
Irish
of that.
whiskey.
Yes, this is an
Yes.
Irish whiskey. I
With an
only
E?
really drink Scotch and Irish whiskey.
It's funny you
That's-
mentioned that
With an
because
E or without an E?
It's
that
with
has
an E. It's
the
got
only
an E.
people I found that drop the
Japanese
E
people.
is
So-
the Japanese.
Don't have E's in their whiskey.
No.
I think we will have a future show on a little bit of the background of whiskey.
Yeah,
It's kind of in the
Absolutely.
works. It's very early in the works. I've got some notes on
Absolutely.
it. We're gonna
It is very
expand
early.
on that.
and
So stay tuned.
obviously, you can't talk about the history of whiskey without talking about the Irish.
Very
No,
true.
there's
That's
no,
very true.
no. But we'll
But-
get to that later.
Absolutely.
It is now 8:00. Is there anything we need to do to wrap this thing up?
No, we are looking for sponsors out there. So if you are a sponsor, and you want to sponsor this show, please reach out to us. You can reach out to us at httsilsby.com or httsilsby@gmail.com. That is our email address. Or you can just give me a call. It's 409-554-9445. I would be happy to talk to you and get some sponsors on the show.
Absolutely, and we do not discriminate on sponsorship.
Absolutely.
Not
We
one
we
bit.
don't care if you're a
I just
clothing
want-
store, a liquor store, a cigar store, whatever walk of life you are from.
Right.
And can I just real quick, if we can have everybody just visit httsilsby.com.
Yes.
We are going to be doing some big changes. There's already been some.
Okay.
You'll notice whenever you go to the website, especially on a mobile device. Like I said, it's a mini computer. Everybody
Right.
carries it. Our mobile website has been upgraded 100%. There's going to be some great things coming. As we mentioned before, we're working on a bunch of designs for
Right.
shirts and merchandise and certain things. I'm excited about the changes coming to the website, and I think everybody else will be too. So httsilsby.com.
To steal a line from one of my favorite Christmas movies, it's real nice. You didn't know
Other
what
than
that's
that-
from, did you?
Yes, it's Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons.
2 points
We
for that
watch
guy.
it. We watch it every year.
2 points for that guy.
Put it on the
So,
board.
in fact, it was Randy Quaid that said that. Yeah. Why he's buying dog food.
Yes, while they're in Walmart, because they literally
Dude.
put
Yeah.
a bag of Old Roy dog food in the cart. So I
It's
mean, you're talking
real
about
nice.
shameless plugs. That couldn't have been a bigger shameless plug.
But
at all.
anyways, so HTT Media is doing some great things in our
Yes.
community and around the world apparently, because we're global now. We got people watching us in Indonesia and stuff.
Hey.
So
do we
Yeah.
really?
yeah,
I'm in.
So
Did not know that.
guys, we are booming. We are doing this, doing amazing things. We can't do this without you, though. So all the support that you can give us would be great. If you want to, go on the Functional Gentleman, go on Rolling on the Field, go on So Here's the Thing. It is what it is. Or listen closely. Leave them a review. We've got listen closely.
Leave us your everyday carry.
Yeah, leave us your
no,
everyday carry.
send
Let us know, 'cause
Send
we'd
us
like to know.
Hey, post pictures of your
Yeah.
everyday carry.
Yeah, lay it out
I
like
want to
this.
see what people carry.
Absolutely.
Maybe
to
I'm
me,
forgetting
that's-
something because I'm simple. I'm super simple.
right.
Maybe,
So-
maybe I'm forgetting something because I
You
failed.
can't be. You're
No, that
your
is
purse.
false. I failed to mention the fact that I carry keys just like
Well, you
do.
gotta have
Yes,
keys.
you gotta have keys.
Well, it
Hey,
depends
But
on me.
anyways,
Hey guys, as always, stay functional.
Not only just stay functional, function your way. I mean, don't let anybody tell you different.
all right, guys. You have a good night.